There's energy of you've been looking into your own dark night of the soul. So you've been acknowledging that there's been certain, obviously, occasions where you've maybe lost yourself, and these have been coming up recently for whether it be people, places, situations that have been getting you to practice self-compassion. Because they're saying that we're all human and we all make mistakes. So basically, they're saying that everything that you've done in the past is not who you are today. So they want you to now take off all the weight of your shoulders now, because you're not that same person that you was before. People thought that you was weak because you was so kind. And this is what they want me to really emphasize on, is the fact that you wasn't weak, but you always chose your battles. You know, that's something that you started to understand about yourself a lot more recently, because it's so easy for everyone to respond. And when you were younger, maybe you did respond, but you've learned over the years that everything didn't always need a response. And that's been your superpower. And this is the reason that people have always said that you're too sensitive, you're too this, you're too that, because they don't have that. The reason that they see you as too sensitive is because they become so hardened by this world that they expected everybody else to be the same. And if you showed emotion in front of them, that showed weakness in them, and they didn't like that. So that's the reason that you came up against a lot of people, a lot of situations where, you know, like I said, that you really hid yourself away because you just started to think that everybody was like that, and you just wanted to hide yourself because you knew that you wasn't. But being around these people made you started to take on some of their traits, if you will. They're saying that they want you to acknowledge how far you've come, because you have come a very long way. And like I say, even last week, you're not the same person today as you were last week, let alone last year or 10, 20 years ago. And all those that are not in your frequency right now don't even know who you are anymore. You're just discovering who you are. So they're asking you to give yourself, practice self-compassion towards yourself. Now, this could be you, a Gemini, or the person that you've been dealing with, a Gemini. May or June is a time when, you know, you're really going to start seeing your gifts come online. The same, because you are a very family person, you know, that think maybe the good times are going to start coming in May, end of May, beginning of June. They're saying, you know, to maybe book that holiday, to maybe not know how it's going to be made possible, but you know that you're going to have a great time either way, because you're believing in yourself now and your intuition, and everything's starting to fall into place. You have really done the deep work, but now they're saying really practice that self-compassion now, because everybody makes mistakes, and like I said, you are not who you was. Yeah, because somebody's been attacking you. So they want you to now start, you will feel this. They're saying that you will feel this, and this is the reason that they want you to start listening to your intuition, because you will know. If you're getting told to go down one street and not another, listen to that, because it's there for a reason. Look inside yourself. New possibilities are starting to appear for you, but you will need to release old beliefs to make impossibilities become possible. Take 5 minutes each day and remind yourself how far that you have come. Because yeah, this is what they want you to really do. Like I said, by end of May, June, you know, you are really going to start attracting what's meant for you now. And these old people are just going to slip away, because you're not even giving them a second thought. And that when you do give them a second thought, you're quickly reminding yourself why that you didn't have them in your energy in the first place. You've moved away from all that frequency now, and you do not need to keep going back and reliving it, because you've learnt your lessons. The contracts are done. You know, you come here with certain contracts, and when you recognise the contracts end. This is a time to ride your luck. As the wheel turns, so does change. Act on whatever you're planning, expansion and growth. Yeah, because, you know, plan a holiday, plan something, even if it's just a day out, plan it. Because this, you know, unexpected opportunities appear. You know, when you start taking that leap of faith with yourself, and you start accepting it's okay, I'm going to just do this, because, you know, we don't, you know, if we say, oh, we're going to book an holiday next week, we're going to book an holiday next year, it never happens. We're always going to say we're going to book that holiday this year, next year. But they're saying now is the time to be doing all the things that you said that you was going to do, but you never did. And they're saying that every time you say you're going to do it but don't do it, it's always going to be I'm going to do it, but it never happens. So they're saying the time's now. Start taking that leap of faith, taking that opportunity, potential for rebirth. What's calling you? So basically, whatever you've been thinking about, dreaming about, analysing, whatever, maybe you've got an old spark that you wanted to do at one point or another before. Maybe you literally had ideas, and obviously we put them on back burner because of, responsibilities, life, so on and so forth. But they're saying now that it's time for you to put that into yourself now. Take that leap of faith. Do whatever it is that ignites your soul. Whatever that is, it's not about what other people believe that it should be about. It's about what inspiration that you're getting and what you decide that you want to put in. You change something in your lineage. Now, you change something in your lineage now where they no longer feel chained by all the things that kept that family trapped. They are so proud. So you literally, because you made that decision, you looked into the dark night of the soul, you have been practicing self-compassion, you are learning all these steps now, you've acknowledged how far you've come, you have literally walked away from something that was absolutely soul-destroying, and you've broken a complete link in your family, because maybe it's been going on for generation after generation, and they want to say they no longer feel you have freed your family lineage now. You have broken chains that have been wanting to be broken for so long, and they've been putting steps in before you came along, and now you've just come in and completely changed the narrative for your family. You have completely come in and you've been the way shower. You are the one now that's here to make a change. If we had everything we truly desired right now, how would you feel? Stay in that feeling for a moment, then remember that feeling always. You are rising, it's here. We have to acknowledge how far that you have come. Be grateful that you can feel. Because they're saying that they never got that opportunity. Maybe something happened to parents, grandparents, where they never got fully through the life as they should have done. Maybe their life was cut off early. Maybe, this is about a mother. Maybe this is where they never had that opportunity to fulfill what it was that they was meant to be doing. That was 2 minutes. And now you're the one that's come along to change that narrative for your family. Maybe you're the one now that's brought domestic violence, or, sorry, trigger warning. Maybe you've been the one that's changed, maybe addictions. Maybe you've been the one that's come in and, maybe you've parented differently. It says starships are meant to fly. Nicki Minaj, that song. I was hearing that the other day, all day. And, because they want you to put your hands up now, raise your frequency. They're saying hands up, touch the sky, like in the song. Because they're saying that when you do all this, you ain't going to care about your rent, you ain't going to care about bills, you're not going to care about everything, because you have been wishing upon that star, twinkle, twinkle, little star. Like I say, I wrote this down the other day because it kept going and going and going in my mind, and I couldn't stop it, and they were saying that needed to be a video, that was, going to come up for a lot of us, that I am confident and empowered in all aspects of my life. This is because you have become empowered. You are practicing self-compassion, or you have been doing. People thought that you were weak, but again, like I'm saying, they're really emphasising on the fact that you wasn't weak all along. That takes real strength to not lose your mind. You literally have been working on yourself since a child, that you didn't even know that you was doing that. And the fact that, people say a lot about being sensitive. That's a true empath, to be able to really feel that emotion. Crying is a release. Crying is a way that, as empaths, that we can release the burden that we're carrying. Because if we wasn't to release it, it gets stored up inside and we just explode. And this is a gift that you've had since a child. Maybe you daydreamed a lot. Maybe, you was always told that you was too loud, you was too this, you was too that. It was always something. And like I say, and that it's really hard replay in your mind as you've grown up into adulthood. You've maybe been told this all the time as an adult. And so you've always stepped back and kept yourself to a certain degree of just holding yourself back and not being fully yourself. But they're saying this is the time now where you do fully become, you know, because starships are meant to fly, and they're saying you're a star. You know, like I said, this could be back end May, beginning of June. This time is coming in because of the belief. Yeah, it says that powerful phrase where everything is running smoothly with harmony. Or a peaceful phrase where everything is running smoothly with harmony. Love and peace and stable and satisfying sexually committed relationships is suggested. A revelation or answer coming in you need, like seeing the light. This could lead to a new beginning. So they're saying that maybe, you know, because there's quite a lot of people that have maybe been calling in their true partner, you know, one that's really going to reflect who they are, ones who have actually done the inner work, one that's equally yoked. They're saying that, you know, because you're doing all this and you're practicing compassion for self, when this does come in, they don't want you to really question this. This is a time for peace and stability. You have worked really hard to be where you are today. And they're saying that because you looked into dark night soul, you've acknowledged how far that you're coming, that you're going to get this coming in. But this might not also mean a relationship with another. This could mean just a relationship with self, a relationship with the divine. You know, really knowing and believing in yourself and that everything is really going to work out for your best. The outcome of your situation is whatever you believe it will be. You're manifesting your life with each thought that you think. Be mindful. Yeah, it's like believing in yourself. Your intuition is being revealed. So like I said, now this is where you're going to start thinking something, you're going to say something, and you're just going to see it, and other people are going to start seeing it as well. You know, this has been a long time coming. You're creating more room for growth. You're doing amazing. Every action has a reaction. Cause and effect. What goes up must come down. The saying, leap of faith, jump, we will catch you. I know there's a few cards here, but they're telling me to take these. Be patient with people who are still learning. Allow them growth. It only happens when they choose. With help without bitterness. So some of them, you know, some people that you help a lot, and they're saying that if you're going to help them, do it without bitterness. Otherwise, it's time to walk away, because you don't want to, because depending on who it is that we surround ourselves with, we either become up in frequency or down in frequency. We go to match the ones that we surround ourselves with. So whoever you're surrounding yourself with, you're going to become that person. So they say be mindful, but also be patient. You know, you don't have to judge them, you don't have to be bitter towards them, but just remove your energy now, because your intuition's coming up now where you are knowing exactly what is meant to be for you. And you're knowing this now because, like I say, you've been getting a pattern of scenarios that have been coming round, and you're like, I get that now, because I said that the other day. Yeah, you're breaking free. This is you coming out. Rite of passage. Yeah, you're breaking free. Rite of passage. This is now where you, like I say, you've healed your inner child, or you are healing your inner child now. You are starting to not allow the past to take away the future. When we're living in the present moment, it's a gift. And we can choose how we use that gift every single second. We can use that gift to focus on everything that went on in the past, or use that gift to be like, you know, I'm grateful that I'm here throughout all of that. You know, you have to acknowledge that it's there. But it's acknowledging it and sending love to that situation, sending love to your younger self. You know, how would you have wanted someone to have treated you in all those situations, and then become that person for yourself? You know, this is about you now inspiring yourself, because it's your rite of passage to be breaking free. Your solitude is your strength. Yeah, because not many people can walk away from things, because you maybe didn't do this yourself at some point. At some point in your life, you'll have put up with loads of crap just to have the comfort of somebody there. And that's because, again, this is because maybe not feeling wanted as a child, as a grown-up, you know, always feeling like you're always having to fight for something, but still never getting there. The endings are here. Bring new beginnings. You're becoming more conscious. Yeah, because, like I said, because you're believing in yourself now. Like I say, when you're getting intuition hits, You know, you're speaking about it, you're writing about it, you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, and then it's been shown that you was right. And it's not about ego, it's not about, oh, I'm better than anybody else. This is about the work that you've done on yourself, that you are being rewarded with the compassion, rewarded with the intuition, rewarded with the knowledge. You're here to help others, to guide others on their journey. You know, you are now seeing that money is not the root of all evil, that money is an energy, it's a frequency. And when you become on that frequency of where you're not feeling like you don't have enough, you know, you're now starting to see that it was all a frequency. You've gone without because it was part of a contract that you came here with. Because you wanted to feel what it was like to not have these. Because if you would have had all this money all these years ago, do you think you'd be where you are today? Divine's showing me that you wouldn't have been as strong to hold on to the money, whereas now you're learning. You really are learning. You've learned ways to spend. You've wanted to like help other people. You've really 155 on the clock. They're really saying that this is a massive change coming in, and because of all the work that you've been putting in, this is now where Divine is wanting to reward you. Everyone you meet is afraid of something, loves something, and has lost something. So this is about acknowledging that it's okay to help others, but to not fully give yourself to the point where there's nothing left of you. But I think you've learned to a point now where you now know this, and this is why Divine's going to come in now, because they're saying that basically when this does come in and you do get gifted with everything that you to be fair, they're saying that gifted with everything, you're not even going to really understand the depth of what is actually going to be coming in for you, because you know the things that you've been wanting, you've been doing it with love, not doing it out of greed and you know just want. You know, you're generally doing it because you're here now to help others and inspire others with what it is that you're going to be bringing forward. And this is why it's had to take so much time for us to get to this point, because now you've learned so much that you are now going to be very humble with this, and it's going to help many. And you're going to see why it always worked out this way. You know, and the ones who did hurt you and the ones that have been there, you know, this is why they're saying to not be bitter about it, because when all this comes in, the ones that have treated you badly and have walked away, they're going to experience now why they should have treated somebody like you in the right way, because now they're going to have to watch you evolve, or they are already watching you evolve. You know, and well, Spirit's just like, they're just saying now that basically, you know, at some point somebody will have prayed for you, but there'll have been something that, oh, it didn't match my fatigue, it didn't match everything that I wanted, even though they're not everything that somebody ever wanted, but they was living so much in ego. Oh, well, yeah, I did pray for that, but it's not the complete package that I asked for. There were maybe something. Because this is coming in again, too loud, too sensitive, too this, too that. I didn't ask for any of that. But Divine's saying, no, but you asked for somebody amazing. You asked for somebody like this. You asked for somebody who is going to be caring and understanding. And that comes with with the sensitive side, the emotional person, you know, but somebody who can regulate their emotions. You asked for all this, but then when you got it delivered to you on a platter, you was going to get everything, and you was also going to be equally yoked if you treat this person the way that you always said that you was going to do in your prayers. But when you came along, they didn't do that. So now Spirit's saying, this is why they're saying to not allow bitterness and things like that, because they are already going to feel all of everything that, you know, Divine's basically going to make you have such a glow up that they're going to feel so much remorse from that, and maybe make that change that was always supposed to happen. But again, it's their choice. But this is why Divine's really specifying on the fact of, you know, you're not becoming bitter towards this person, because this person's already destroying themselves because of everything that, like I said, that they threw away. And now every time they go and try and find somebody like you, whether this be a friend or whether this be a partner or family members, They chose others over you, believing that they'd found the shiny coin when all along they found a shiny shit. Pardon my French. First of all, they're just showing me like I'm trying to polish a turd, and no matter how much you polish it, it's always going to be a turd. Oh, we really do that. The shiny shit. That's funny, that. I've not heard that in years. That's just really tickled me. Right. So your emotional intelligence and intuition will offend anyone who can't run around on you. Stay on top of your game. Yeah, this is it. This is what they're saying to you, that you have come to that point of emotional stability, that they can't match this, and you are going to offend people that aren't there because, you know, they've maybe done so much over time, but because they haven't always been kind and they haven't always actually come from the heart, you know, they've always been an ego, that this is the reason that they're not getting, you know, the upgrade, if you so to speak. They want you to stay on top of your game, because this is going to come in, and this is why they're saying this is why your solitude has been your strength. You know, you've been working on your children or your inner self. You know, like I say, your emotional intelligence it's just come on leaps and bounds, and this is who you were all along. It's just the self-negative talk, the negative talk from others, from childhood, whatever the situation is. You know, no matter how we feel about certain things, right, we're always going to come back to the same niggly thoughts of what other people did until we actually emotionally heal ourselves that it's okay. It's only our business to know what we think of ourselves. It's not our business to know what other people think. And that becomes their downfall, not yours. But if you allow it to become your downfall, it will be your downfall. And we've all fallen into the trap of that, myself especially. You know, I just always wanted everyone to care, when in actual fact I just needed me to care. You know, everything happens for a reason, all will be revealed, keep positive. Yeah, because like I said, this is them massively emphasising now on the fact of, you know, you have come so far, now you're going to get rewarded for all the love that you're still shown for all these people who have literally, like I said, these shiny turds. But underneath there's still a turd. And, you know, Spirit said that they really wanted to just chuckle with that because it's actual factual. Doors are about to open for you. Paths are clearing, seeing things in a new light. Because everything happens for a reason. These people were always going to be on your path, and as horrible as it is sometimes, I've looked back and I've just been like, you know, I'm grateful that so-and-so did so-and-so, because if so-and-so wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have moved wherever I moved. So, and then if so-and-so wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have had my children, I wouldn't have done this, and then I wouldn't have gone here, and I wouldn't be sat here now doing what I'm doing if all the shiny turds wouldn't have happened. But I'm grateful for the shiny turds because, you know, big story, short story, whatever. It's just not coming to mind what it is, but yeah, big do's and little do's is I've got everything that I've ever wanted in life, and I'm very grateful that I got this far. What bridges do you need to burn? Self-belief, discipline your thoughts. Yeah, because again, this is all coming back down to thoughts. This is all the mental mind, the mental thinking. This is all about, you know, how can you renew your cycle as in thoughts. So when an old thought comes up, say, yes, I feel that, you know, but I am ready now to remove that feeling and replace it with, I'm relieved that I'm still here, and I'm so grateful for how far I've come, and that I get to be here to now inspire others. I get to be here to show others it doesn't matter what you look like. It really doesn't, because when you're meant to be doing something and you just do it and you get past that fear and you get past all the anxiety of everything, and you just go, do you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. I am going to do what I'm doing because I am what I'm meant to be, and whatever that is, that's it's not my business to know what other people think of me. If I inspire one person, then I've done all I've needed to do. And even if it's just for myself, I've done what I've needed to do. And we all need to, like, you know, really get to that point of, it's okay to be you. You're made within the image of God, therefore you Every time you speak about yourself, you are clarifying to yourself everything that you're thinking. You know, you must be. I know women that are the most beautiful women in the world, but they think that they're absolutely ugly, and I'm like, how's that possible? You're absolutely beautiful, but because they don't feel it and they don't think it, they don't see it. So it's time to now really embrace who you are, really connect with your heart, really, like, you know, just be you, so beautifully you. And that beautifulness comes in so many ways, shapes, forms, and sizes. It's okay. It's okay. You know, I've been the thinnest in my life and still not satisfied. And now I'm the most comfortable I've ever been in my life. I'm not worrying about anything anymore because I decided to give it all to God. They lack confidence to be themselves. Do not limit yourself through others' beliefs. Yeah. Because it's only your business to know what you think, not what they think of you. That's their beliefs. That's truly what they believe about themselves. This is about you now taking authority of now. I choose to inspire myself rather than to talk negatively about myself. Because you are truly beautiful soul. You know? And that's all that matters. Be truly beautifully you. Male or female. You know, we're all divine feminine, divine masculine, left and right side of the brain. We are all just in human form. Our spirit, our soul is both. It's about us now having a balance of both. You have a lot of fire in your soul. You know, your solitude has been your strength. You have literally found yourself. You know, you're a beautiful soul. You light up, but you don't even see your own true beauty. You know, you are here to be kind to yourself, to have self-belief and discipline your thoughts. Whatever's coming in is going to be May, June. And you're going to completely be like blown away by the absolute, just the fruition that's coming in is just out of this world, and it's beyond what you could have ever imagined. You know, you've been getting excited. Oh, I'd love this and I'd love that. Oh, what does that feel like? Oh yeah, wow, that feeling is so amazing. To feel exactly what's going to be yours before you even have it, having that knowing that whatever you truly believe is going to be yours. To be kind, loving and caring is a gift. You're here to show others. It's also a choice. I'm sure somewhere in here said that to be kind, loving and caring is a gift. Yeah, because it's in the present moment at all times. Practice self-compassion. You're here to show others. It's also a choice. Because look inside you, new possibilities are starting to appear for you. But you will need to release old beliefs to make room for the impossibilities to become possible. Because you are here to, you know, if you had a thought, oh, I'd love to do this and I'd love to do that, I'd love to speak, and I'd love to draw, I'd love to paint, sing, dance. Creativity to you, whatever that is creativity to you. And when you truly embody the beautifulness of who you are, you will inspire others. Because so many people are just wanting to be able to move forward and come forward in whatever energy it is that they've been really wanting to do it, but through fear. I mean, it's took me years to do this. I've read for friends and family, but I never actually dared get on camera. My children have been trying to inspire me to do it for a long time, but I never felt like any video that I ever did was going to be the right one. I didn't believe in... It took me a long time to learn that my intuition was my intuition. It was just... You know, I've guessed the dates that my grandchildren was going to be born. Well, I didn't guess. Like, I spoke about what I heard, and my grandchildren was born on those dates. I've known quite a lot from being a little one, but through the fear of others and the chastising and the, the actual at me all the time, it really made me shut them off as a child. And this is about you now finding that soul, that fire in your soul now, because you are here to inspire others, to show that no matter how much somebody didn't believe in you, it's about you believing in yourself. It's about changing that mental, the negative self-talk that we've had for so long. It's just about acknowledging now how far you've come. Start asking the universe, right, tomorrow when I go out or over the next few days, I'd like to see, I said this on a video the other day, this is what I used to do as a regular practice on a daily basis, and I'd say, I'd like to see a stone that was in the shape of a love heart. I mean, I don't live near any woods or anything like that, and I'd see stones, or my children would bring me stones that were shaped of a heart. So anyway, the other day on a video, I'd said, ask for balloons. Ask for red balloons, heart-shaped, anything. Just start off something small, and then, you'll see. Anyway, I went outside. I think it was either later on or the next day, and I think me and my son was going to the shop, and stepped outside, and all these red hearts, like paper plates. I mean, fair enough, yeah, Valentine's Day not long ago, but I mean, this is talking like 3 weeks after Valentine's, and we stepped outside, and all these plates and balloons and stuff, all shaped of hearts, all red, just flew past me, flew past my house, all the way down the street, and there was loads of them, and I was like, amazing. We're a frequency, we're all one. We just all need to tap into that frequency. Have you ever heard of like when somebody's had an idea, I'd like to do this, and then a couple of weeks later somebody else has come up with that idea? Like, ideas are great, but they're useless if they're just ideas, because somebody else will use that idea, and there's someone else that used the idea become rich or become whatever from that. So ideas are useless unless we put them into practice. Same as our thought processes. Our thoughts can literally destroy us. We can remember parts of stories that, over time have really destroyed us, but then when we actually sit with our shadow self, and and some of us have been through some very traumatic things, we can understand, cuddle ourselves, heal ourselves, do the parenting to ourselves that we needed all those years ago, no matter how many years ago it was. Whatever we needed back then, we can now do that for ourselves. And we were always craving that love, that kindness that we wanted from others that we never got, but now we can do that for ourselves now. As soon as we know that, we can do that. And that's when you become empowered. Because once you heal yourself, and you love yourself and you care for yourself as much as you always needed, if anything comes along, it's a bonus. But if not, you're very content with handling things the way that you've always handled them, because you've always done that. And love from yourself is the most important, because if you don't fully love yourself, you will never truly feel fully loved from anyone else. You are humbling people at this time. They are about to see why they should have never left you alone. Peace and success coming to you. Yeah, because this is what I said earlier. These people, this is why it said that they don't want you to become bitter. Because, your lineage doesn't want you to become bitter. Because these people are actually going to really take a hit in the fact of they walked away from you. You're humbling, like I say, you're humbling. This is either going to kickstart somebody into being more the way that they was, or they are now going to start accepting the fact that they can change, and you know, you're a way shower, and whether that is to show somebody, you know, who not to become, or who you could have become, but you chose not to, or you're going to show them to heal. That it's very possible to heal once you realise exactly where you've come from, what you've done. And if you can do that and others know your story, especially people close to you who really know your story from birth, they see you healing, it inspires them to do the same. At this time, everything is possible, and everything, I mean everything I need to know is illuminated. Because all this happened for a reason. All will be revealed, stay positive. Believing in yourself and your intuition, all is being relieved. It's been revealed. Self-belief, discipline your thoughts. Yeah, this is because, you know, your emotional intelligence is and your intuition will offend anyone who can't run on you. You know, anybody who can't get at you anymore, cause you any form of grief in your life, they're all feeling that now because you have not allowed them to destroy you. Yeah, to be kind, loving and caring is a gift. You're here to show others it's also a choice. Because it is a choice. They chose to attack you. They chose that. They was attacking you through their own choice. You didn't say, come up and attack me, I want you to attack me, I want to feel all these emotions. You never did that. But you stood confident, empowered. Oh, yeah, they broke you for a while. They really broke you for a while because they're showing me on your knees. I mean, at one point probably begging them, you know, whatever that scenario, when they were laughing, they thought it were absolutely funny. And you knew this. But all you wanted was someone to love you, and then you started to look inside yourself. Started to see that there were new possibilities. That you started, you know, that you know, this is time, that was a time for you to be in healing, and you did that because you chose you in the end. You chose you. Don't want to get any more of these. Yeah, okay. This was you always going to choose this path in the end. It's just whenever it was that you decided to do that. Because like I say, you've had so many strong energies around you. Oh, that's too many. I can't take all them. Nothing will flourish for those who caused you harm when you release them and love on yourself with compassion. Yeah, because they're not going to flourish. They was given that choice to be on your path, and they chose to not do that for whatever reason it was to them. Because they're showing me that, like I said, they was open for a shiny shit. But you were the shiny shit. You want a turd underneath the shiny shit. You was the actual diamond inside the coal, not the shiny shit. But they are a turd. Because they're showing me shining you, and you was a gem, you was a diamond. But they was looking for stones, and come across a shiny shit, and thought that shiny shit was better than you. I do apologise for my language, but this is what's coming through. Snake, Chinese zodiac sign, I believe that is. So this person could be born in 65, 77, 89. That's clarification for someone. They were a shiny shit, but they were a shit. You know, once they polished the shiny shit, underneath the shiny shit was shit. Sorry. Anything is possible. Possibilities are limited by your dreams and imagination. You are blocking yourself emotionally, physically and inspirationally. You feel you're juggling too many balls and can't take a step forward in fear of maybe dropping one. Seize the moment and move forward. You have got this. Yeah, this is the list. Like I said, this is about you looking inside yourself, not allowing your old emotions, acknowledging who you are and how far you've come. And this is now, like I said, this is coming in May, June time, and you are going to do all that. You are having all that confidence, and you are going to, after hearing this reading, they're saying that after you've heard this reading, that you are literally going to really inspire yourself to know that there wasn't an actual shiny shit and you are a diamond under the shiny shit. But there were no shit in your shiny. Powerful imagination, follow your own path. So, yeah, this is now you moving forward, being inspired now, because if you've got through all of that, if you've got through all these people attacking you, and they weren't just them, there was going off with other people, discussing you, doing all this, there was a lot of energy surrounding you of people's beliefs. As soon as you decided, you acknowledge how far you come, you started to take that energy away. Maybe you have been calling your power back. Maybe you should call your power back. I call my power back from all sources known and unknown, from anywhere I've left it, known and unknown. I call it all back to me now because it belongs to me. And then just watch yourself over the next few days, where your energy comes back online, where you start to feel a sense of new. And that's because all these places where you've left your energy, and it doesn't make a difference whether it's family members, friends, anyone. Every time that we've got into an argument with someone, we've literally gave them our energy. We've literally, take that, run free. Because you maybe met people who, when you first met them, they were doing whatever it were that they were doing. And then when you got with them, because this is what Source is showing me, when you got with them, they started getting a lot more friends, because this has been coming up quite a lot. Because they're showing me your energy is so powerful that they have to keep coming back to get more of your energy. But then each time they go off and they go meet new people again and do whatever it were that they were doing, and they thought they were... Anyway. But this is what they're showing me. That when you remove that, you also removed all that, and now they're starting to see how much of a dickhead that they are, but they're never going to admit that. And they're just going to go back to their old self again anyway. But by you calling your power back, you take everything back. And then people are going to start seeing them for who they truly are. A shiny shit. Without the shine. So embrace yourself. Embrace who you are now. Acknowledge how far you've come. Yeah, speak your truth with passion. So maybe you're having to speak up on this person. Maybe you're just having to speak your truth. Maybe your truth is going to inspire others, because maybe you've got others around you that are maybe going through the same thing, or maybe you have been thinking about doing a channel, a podcast, or doing tarot, or just inspirational videos, or whatever it is where you're speaking your truth. Your voice is meant to be heard. You're meant to be out there. And if you've had that thought of whatever it is that you believe is your... Because this is coming up so much recently, that's too many. Whatever it is that you've been coming up with recently is coming up for a reason. For you to take that leap of faith and just, to see the potential in who you are. That you do have a story to share, that you are here to inspire others. You learn to heal yourself, which makes you... If you could stand through all that and do it all alone, just imagine what you are capable of, because the Spirit's saying you haven't even seen a tip of the iceberg yet. And have you ever seen the iceberg in the sea? You see the big iceberg at the top, right? But have you seen how big the iceberg is actually under the water? This is what Spirit's showing me. There's so much depth below the water that you can't see, that is huge. And this is what they're saying. As soon as you start to realise who you are, this is the because look, both cards come out. Can you see this woman here? And all male. And she's got her arms up here, right? That was the first card that came out, right? And it said, speak your truth. And this is the next card. You know? And it says, this is the perfect time. And can you see, look, this is the beginning. This is what it looks like at the beginning. You know, person raised their arms and they're ready to speak the truth, right? And then can you see all the bolts of lightning, the shininess, the stars, the glow up? This is you. This is Spirit saying this is the perfect time, because once you become aware of who you are, this is what Spirit said that you've been all along. It's time to come out now, and it's time to be the shiny shit. You're here to inspire others. You're here to show, yeah, because look, you're here to send out help to others. By you speaking your truth, by you acknowledging who you are, you're here to inspire others. You're here to heal others. You're here to help others. You know, this is it. Look, this is all your family coming up. This is all your soul family. Can you see them? I don't know if you can see all the souls in the card. So beautiful are these cards. So beautiful. But this is them saying that you are coming into alignment now with all the ones on your frequency. But you had to learn who you was. You had to see it from your point of view. It had to be your point of view where you could fully see who you truly was. And now you are starting to recognise that now. Because like I said, you are now becoming electric. You had to be cracked. You had to be cracked open for the light to seep in. And the light has seeped in. You truly now, and this is quite a few, look past what you feel are your incapabilities. Instead, focus on everything that you have achieved so far. It is okay to acknowledge your weaknesses, but keep in mind that they don't define you. Your strength and your beautiful soul are clear for all to see. Those with eyes to see will see. Those with ears to hear will hear. You know, this is now, you know, this is now where it's, yeah, okay, maybe just at the start of your journey of learning, but Spirit's saying that the more you do something, the better that you're going to evolve with it. It's not about knowing everything. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present and showing up. Being the light that the world needs right now. Being the guide. You know, you are the one that connects with guides to guide others. Doesn't matter how perfect that is. It's about trying, doing, being you. Being perfectly you. And really gets me like, because Spirit's showing me just how beautiful that you truly are. And that you are here to inspire others. And I'm so grateful to be on this journey with you all. I've been waiting for lifetimes myself for some people like yourselves. You need to ignore what everyone else is doing and achieving. Your life is about breaking your own limits and outgrowing yourself to live the best life. You are not in competition with anyone else. Plan to outdo your past, not other people. So again, like I was just saying then, this is not about what other people are doing online and how other people present themselves. It's about you speaking your truth and your passion. Not one size fits all. You know, I see it as even if I have one view, I have one person that watches my video, at least I've helped one person. But by you letting go of all that, and, you know, it's not about outdoing or being better than. It's just about you doing what you believe that you can bring And whatever that is to you, that is perfectly beautiful. And like I say, you know, it's about breaking your own limits, not other people's. You're not meant to be the same as everyone else, because that's the whole point. We're all here for different things, to speak our truth on different truths. Your truth will inspire someone. Be clear about where you are putting your focus right now. Focus on your desired outcome. You have everything within you to create the life of your dreams. Stop doubting yourself for once. This is your time. We've got you. So they are saying this is definitely your time now. This is time that you move forward with whatever it is that you believe your craft is. Whatever that is. Because they're saying that you have everything within you. You are the perfect being. You're a beautiful soul. You've trained lifetimes for this. You know, you have a voice to share. Take some time to rest and rejuvenate. You need to pace yourself for the changes that are coming your way. They are all positive, bigger and better things are coming for you. Just relax and trust. You know, you say, oh, I'm going to have a bath. Go get that bath. It's not selfish to have 10 minutes for yourself. It's not. It's self-care, it's self-love. You know, going and sitting by yourself for 5 minutes, saying that whatever it is that you say. I said to my little ones, I'm at toilet. Now they've got older, they don't come in the bathroom now when I'm at toilet. So I'll just sit in my bathroom because I've got like a rocking chair in my bathroom because it's quite a big bathroom. So I'll just sit on the rocking chair because I sit there when my little ones were having baths, you know. So I'll just sit there and have 5 minutes. I'll just say I'm at toilet. You know, whatever that is for you, it's not selfish, it's self-love. It's not selfless, it's self-love. You know, speak your truth with passion. Okay. I don't know more. Honestly, I'm so grateful that you're here, and I'm so grateful that you are choosing yourself now and that you're on this journey with us all. I'm so grateful I'm on this journey with you all. To make your decision, ask yourself, which way brings me closer to my divine purpose? Which way takes me away from it? So we've already discussed this all the way through here. What takes you away from it is the fact of that we think too much in our past self, or what happens if I can't fulfill this? What happens if I mess this up? What happens if I do this? That's the one thing that's going to take you away from your purpose. But it's never going to take you away, because you was always destined to wake up when you wake up. There is no right and wrong path, because each path is going to evolve you either way. You're going to learn something from every step that you ever take. You know, but it's up to you when you choose to decide which path that you're going on. Yeah, of course. But some things are not in our control, and some paths we have to go down. But we can decide how we think about them. We can decide how much time we spend thinking about them. That is in our control. So it's time to take your power back today. To know that it's okay to be who you are. To know it's okay to have thought all the thoughts that you've had. It's okay. It's about you now loving yourself in each situation. You know? Which way brings me closer to my divine purpose? Love. Love for you. Knowing that you are one with God. I am that I am. And each I am is who you are. So be mindful today that what you think about, you will bring about. But it's okay, because either way it's going to be an evolvement. Again, it's no judgment, free will. But I am. When you're saying I am, you are casting. That is what's going to come to you. So I like to say, when I catch myself doing that, because you know, I've been on this journey for 7 years, and not fully, properly for the last 6 years. No, 7 years, yeah, it's 7 years. Because it was before I got pregnant with my son. Gosh, it were, yeah. So, yeah, 7 years I've been on this journey. And I still catch myself with the old thoughts. But each time an old thought comes up, it's because there's something new that I didn't see. And I'm just grateful that I can see. So either way, I'm still grateful, and I still cuddle myself, and I still, so that, like I said, there is no right or wrong. There's just you and being present with you. If you can do that today and every day, then you can never go wrong. And I wish you so much love, and I wish you so much healing, and I'm sending you positive vibes. Thank you. Take care.